about to have a really good time, and it's sure to make you smile. On the bus, in the car, on the AirPods without wires. Rank it up on the worksite, it's the Bad and Liam podcast. Bad and Liam podcast.
Well, g'day there, podcaster. First episode of the week. And we're going to kick off with a bang as well, because we've got a message here from a guy called Josh who's left a number, and he says, "Oi, boys, spook my dad."
Prank or spook?
So at the end of the podcast, we're going to spook Josh's dad. I don't think a dad would take too kindly to being spooked.
I almost want to get Josh on with us.
Okay, so we can, diffuse the situation quickly.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll get on to Josh, and he'll magically appear at the end of the podcast.
We are doing Radio Google. Ask a question. What don't you get? What does it even mean? I don't get it.
13-24-10, what don't you get? Give Ben and myself a buzz. We'll do our best. We'll try our darndest to answer your question.
Just me, or does this music get you pretty jacked up?
Yeah. Makes me feel like I'm at Wembley Stadium. Wearing a chesty bonds.
No, we do love doing this. Just to get your head in the right space, these are some of the previous questions we've been asked.
Why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle?
Hey, Ben and Liam. I just don't get dry cleaning. I don't know how they do it. I don't understand how it cleans the clothes. I don't know what they do.
My question is, how does toothpaste come out stripy and not mixed up?
All pretty good questions.
Great questions.
Let's see what Martina has for us. Good morning.
Good morning, Ben and Liam. My question is, why in track and field athletics, why do all the athletes run in an anti-clockwise direction?
Why do they run anti-clockwise in track and field?
Yeah, so apparently, pretty sure, Martina, it's supposedly easier for the righties. So if you run with your right foot forward, which most of the world does, it's easier that way.
But what about people who go right then left?
What about the lefties?
That doesn't matter. They're outnumbered. That's how it works, right?
Doesn't it being a lefty?
No, that's just how it works. It's like in the election coming up, if, whichever premier gets party gets more votes will become the premier.
Yes, track and field is just like the state election.
I'm explaining it. I mean, you said, what about the lefties? It's not like they're going to go, oh, well, let's just do it the other way for a couple of years to help those people. It's just, majority wins is the rule.
No, that is a satisfying answer, though. It makes sense. Majority of runners.
Well, I mean, it's not up to you. I mean, Martina, are you satisfied?
Well, what about also in the Northern Hemisphere? Is it the same as the Southern Hemisphere?
How does that change anything? That's not...
Well, doesn't the water go down the toilet?
That's a whole different thing.
That's a real different thing. I get where you're coming from. That's a whole different... Because, do you know what I mean? It's still... Because clockwise is still clockwise and anti-clockwise
I think majority of people, that's a satisfying answer. Track and field run anti-clockwise because majority of runners are right-footed. It's easier to turn
with
left.
their right. It's easier to lead that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shelley on the text line said, why do our fingernails keep growing after we die? Well, Shelley, your nails don't actually keep growing.
Don't you just flesh dies off, right?
Your body shrinks. I believe because it loses probably water, can't retain the water anymore, so your body does shrink in size, therefore making your nails look longer.
Also, stop looking at dead people's hands, you creep, Shelley. Jeez, looks like his nails are going. Crystal Rose, what don't you get?
Hey, Ben and Liam. I don't understand how batteries work.
How do batteries work? Good question, Crystal Rose.
Yeah.
Well, so a battery is a device, right? It's a container for chemical energy that turns into electrical energy. So the chemical reactions in a battery involves the flow of electrons from one point to another. So on a battery, you've got the little pointy part. Yep. So basically the electrons flow from that part down to the bottom part, and that causes a current. And that's what powers whatever you put it in.
That's why you can't throw a battery in the bin like a car battery. You've got to call the special man.
There's a bit more juice in there because it's still got the chemical reactions happening with inside it. It could start a fire.
Okay, that makes heaps of sense, actually.
Yeah. And we used to throw them at the whiteboard at school.
Yeah, the batteries.
The batteries, yeah. We made quite a thump.
Yep. A lot of little dents in the whiteboard. Also very scary for the teacher. And then they turn around and go, who did that? And they go, I don't know.
It wasn't me. Obviously, never do that.
Yeah, don't do
Because it's not funny. It's not even funny.
Would have been pretty funny at the time, I'd imagine. But of course, no.
In hindsight.
Don't condone that.
Yeah.
Silly behaviour.
Yep.
Crystal, what don't you get?
Well, my son asked me this morning, when it's raining, how do the trams still work if they're electric?
Yeah, that's quite a deep question from how old's your son?
7.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Well, I think so for water to short circuit something, I think it has to be able to sort of bridge both sides of the circuit. So for like a tram, the current's coming through the top bit, like the overhead line, and then the circuit's completed with the metal rails. But I think they're too far apart. Do you know what I mean? Like the rainwater isn't going to short circuit them because the lines are too far above the rails.
Okay.
I know that
So the
sort of
whole-
doesn't really make sense.
So the whole thing.
No,
would-
so the bottom, the bottom is hitting the rail. I get it.
Yeah, so
and
if
so
the
that's-
whole thing was underwater, that would short circuit it because it's all touching.
Yeah, it's not touching though.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a problem.
He will be so excited, thank you, because he asked me to call you and ask.
Did?
Oh, wow.
right.
Okay.
Is he at school now?
Yeah. He is at school now,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, he'll be able to hear Mum in the podcast later on.
Very good, Crystal. Thank you for that. We've had 2 electrical questions this morning now. Let's get one involving space. What's your question, Tana?
Good morning. How can the sky be blue when space is black?
Well, to this, we turn to Pink Floyd. Are you familiar with the Dark Side of the Moon? Like the prism, like the white light hitting the triangle, and then it goes all
refracting,
rainbow.
and then yeah.
Seen that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can get the T-shirt from Kmart for about $15. I think they got the rights to it.
Hang on, is that your explanation?
No. Well, like the sunlight
Yeah.
is white light, which is like
Yep.
the light going into the prism.
Yep.
And it hits sort of particles in our atmosphere, and white light is like the
Do you want me to do it?
no, the particles. There's 7 colours, like Roy G. Biv. Did you learn that at school, Roy G.
Do you mean
Biv?
Roy and HG?
No, the Roy G. Biv, the colours of the rainbow. Tana?
Oh, yeah,
Have I lost
I
you?
did. I'm
Mate,
baffled by this explanation.
no,
You've
no,
lost
look,
everyone.
look,
You've lost everyone.
no,
Can
no.
I explain it?
Go for it.
So, Tana, essentially, right, sunlight is white light, yeah?
Yep.
And when it comes to Earth, it gets to the atmosphere. And then that
Yeah.
breaks up into all the colours of the rainbow. But blue is the dominant colour. So that's why our sky is blue. But everywhere else in space is black. Because they don't have atmospheres.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So it's like Pink Floyd. If I go back to what I was originally saying, it's a lot like the T-shirt, $15 from Kmart. Next time you look at one of those shirts, Tana, you think of us. You think of the explanation you were given today.
Hey, it's time to make up for missed holidays with whatif.com. Book the spa suite, jet skis, maybe even a safari. Plus, select hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply.
What if it's Aussie for travel? Check government advisories before booking and travelling.
It's 6:10. Hallelujah, it's 6:10.
If you get the next 5 questions right, you get to pick the next song we play.
Look, we have made the quiz a little bit easier this morning. The boss has requested. He said, just make it a little bit easier in the morning. I think people are they're still waking up.
Oh, I mean, come on. Emma from Ingle Farm. I reckon you sound like a pretty smart operator.
Hello, thank you. I'll try.
All right, Emma. What are you doing up so early?
Work, just on my way to get a coffee, and then I'll start work.
Okay, what's your coffee order?
Double shot soy latte.
Okay,
all right.
so we know you get a bit of a crook guts with hot milk, and we know you really need that double kick to get into your day. Okay, now we know a lot about you. Let's do these questions. Australia has decided to send Sheldon Riley to represent us at Eurovision this year. Name one previous Aussie act who's gone to Eurovision.
Someone Lee, I think. I don't know. Sorry.
You think of Damien Lee?
Damien Leith. Yeah,
Damien Leith, sorry.
yeah.
No. Yeah, anyway, go on.
No, sorry, Emma.
No, you have to go on. We can't just give you the answer. Then it'll be the easiest quiz ever. Nat from Lobethal. Do you know like one Aussie who's been to Eurovision before?
I think it's Demian.
Yes, yep. Damien, yep. She went. Guy Sebastian as well. Jess Mowboy, Kate Miller-Heideke, Montaigne, Isaiah. Yeah, long list. Okay, unfortunately, that is. I made it sound like there's more, but of course, we haven't even been in it for that long, so that pretty much sums it up. Unfortunately, the 4X brewery has gone underwater in the Queensland floods. Can you name the two main colours of their logo, Nat?
Oh my God. I think I'm having a stab in the dark here, but I think gold and maroon.
No. Oh, sorry, Nat.
Technically,
but thanks for having a guess.
I mean, it kind of is.
I would say you're very close.
Not. I mean, yeah, you're close, but...
The boss is going to be furious at how hard this quiz is this morning.
Alex from Davron Park, the Milton Mango, the old 4X Gold, what colour is it?
Bloody wouldn't have a clue, boys.
Right. More of a
guess?
More of a Johnny Walker man.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Thanks, mate.
Cass, you ever had a 4X Gold before? My God.
Sorry, boys. I believe it's golden red.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, we'll give it to you.
It's actually yellow and red, but just because we want them to move on this morning, we're just going to give you that one. Okay, Amanda Bynes has filed to end her conservatorship. Oh my God, she's so copying Britney. After 9 years, what is the name of the movie in which she pretends to be a boy to play soccer?
She's the man.
Yes.
Nice.
Elon Musk has said SpaceX will rescue the International Space Station if Russia tries to drop it from orbit. True or false? Elon Musk was born in Canada.
Oh, God. I'm going to say false.
Correct. He was born in South Africa. Okay, Pornhub, which is a website I've never heard of before, has decided to cancel live performances at their awards ceremony instead they're giving the money to charity, which is nice. In the past, they've had acts like Kanye West perform. Can you please finish these Kanye lyrics?
Nah. Make me feel stronger.
Yeah. It was kind of there. No, we can't. You got one question like 50% there, and we gave it to you. We can't give you two. Cherie from Seaton, can you finish the Kanye lyrics?
Oh, God. I can't believe that don't kill you. Only makes you stronger, and you shouldn't have got me to sing.
Yeah. Wasn't quite there.
Yeah, 13 24 10. There's a few free phone lines filling up here.
Jared in Andrews Farm, please finish these lyrics.
No. You know, Anya? Yeah, I got no idea.
No. Oh, it's going to be another long one, isn't it? Okay, let's move to Matt in Salisbury North. Can you finish these lyrics?
That don't kill me.
That's enough now, Matt. Thank you. We got that. Well done. Now you get to pick the song that we play next. Is it going to be my song, Matt? Nelly Furtado.
Which has now been going for 5 to 6 shows, I believe. No one's picked it. Or, Matt, you can hear my song this morning. A bit of Blank 182. What do you want to hear?
Oh, I'm going to go Blink 182 for sure.
Did you say Blink 183? Is that like a
182.
Oh, I was going to say, it's like a cheap cover band.
Here you go, Adelaide, on your Monday morning. It is Blank 182, I Miss You on Nova.
You've got pretty high hopes for Nelly Furtado tomorrow morning. I just got a good feeling about it, you know?
Good morning, Adelaide.
Peace up, Podtown.
Ben and I spent the weekend in Port Lincoln having a date with our state. It was a competition we were doing with the South Australian Tourism Commission, and we had a great time. You know, ate a hell of a lot of oysters, swam with some sea lions, and we went along with a bunch of people who listened to the show. So there's a lot of small talk. Everyone's trying to, talk to each other and, yeah, where are you from? What do you do? Yada, yada. I was speaking to one of the guys, Jack, who was this Scottish fella, and I asked him what he did, and he said he is an engineer for giant washing machines.
What do you mean?
So I was like, what do you mean? And he said, oh, you know how hotels and stuff, they've got all the sheets and the towels.
Yeah.
So they don't use like regular washing machines. They use giant washing machines.
How big are we talking?
Big as a swimming pool.
As big as a swimming pool?
I made that last bit up. I didn't ask him, but apparently they're huge. And it's such a like rare job that he's in Darwin one day and Melbourne the next, and just whenever one of these things breaks down, he is the guy who fixes the giant washing machines.
So is he more of a mechanic than an engineer?
Yeah. Oh no. Well, I don't know. He said engineer.
Because engineer, I thought you would like design it, like you would engineer
but maybe he understands it so well, and it's such a specific job.
I wonder if because he's a washing machine engineer for these giant washing machines, if he's got one at home and he only does a lot of washing once a year.
Yeah, he's just like onto his like absolute last pair of jocks. He's like, oh no, I only do one load every year. So
he does use 4,000 litres.
Yeah, so I didn't know these machines existed.
Yeah.
B, I just never thought there would be a person whose job it is to go around.
To maintain them, yeah.
But it's interesting ones. I was thinking this morning, unique jobs. Do you have a job that maybe no one else has, or it's very rare? Maybe like, when you're at dinner parties or you're meeting new people and you're telling them what you do, they're like, is that a thing? Like, I've never even heard of that.
Or maybe this is the perfect time to get on air and let people of Adelaide know about a job no one thinks about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you go, every day I'm doing this and no one thinks about me.
13 24 10, unique jobs. If you've got a bit of an interesting job, maybe you're, fixing giant washing machines. I don't know. 13 24 10 is the number. Frank, you've got a unique job.
G'day, lads. Yeah, I drive an Alimac, which is a construction elevator that goes up the outside of buildings when they're building them.
Oh, right. So of course, before there's staircases and elevator shafts and things, you need to get people working on 6th, 7th, 8th floors. So you're the one who operates the makeshift lift.
Yeah, I drive an elevator.
So the elevator, so it's not like a temporary one they just install on the outside of a building on a construction site. It's kind of like you have to drive the elevator. Is that right?
Yeah, on the outside and the inside. The inside elevators, once they're built, they throw us in them as well, so the tradies don't hijack them.
Yeah, right. And so what did you say? An Alimac? Is that what it's called?
Yep, Alimac.
So is that the name of the brand? Is that the name of what the actual thing's called?
That's just what they're called.
Alimac.
Yeah, and how do you get your Alimac license? Is it like, do you have that on your drivers? Does it say like organ donor Alimac?
It's a high risk license that you have to go do a 2-day course and do a bit of training for it.
How many Alimac drivers have we got in SA?
Oh, there'd probably be a dozen or so.
Okay.
Is there such thing as Alimac racing? That'd be cool.
Don't tell anyone, but yes.
Down the speedway.
Thank you very much for joining us, Frank. That is interesting. Troy joins us now. Good morning, Troy.
Good morning.
Now, this is your dad that has a unique job. What is it?
So he was a forensic pathologist. So he worked for the coroner and used to go around cleaning up dead bodies of any unnatural deaths.
Yeah, that's
okay. So like a crime scene cleaner. Did he demand a clean house? Like, obviously, there's not blood and guts.
No, he doesn't do any house cleaning.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, I suppose all day of cleaning up guts, you don't really want to come home and do the dusting, do you?
That's a tough one though, because I knew that was a job.
Yeah, I did.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I knew it was a job though.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to look up Alimac racing.
Leopod Mencast. Wait, I said that wrong. Ben and Liam podcast.
Ben, on Friday we spoke with Misha Zelinzky, a young Aussie guy who's in Ukraine as a national security expert. And when we last spoke, talks of an invasion were sort of in their early stages, and he said the mood in the capital of Kiev was calm, people were drinking coffee, that sort of thing. In the time since we spoke last, things have turned into a full-blown invasion, as we know. We're lucky enough to have another chat with him on the phone right now. Misha, it's safe to say a lot has changed over the last couple of days.
Well, I mean, undoubtedly, right? I mean, it feels like a lifetime ago. I actually, I look back on that conversation, I think, how long ago was that? It feels like I've lived several lives over since that time. Vladimir Putin has staged a full-on invasion across 3 fronts in Ukraine, from the north in Belarus, the east on the Russian border, and from the south through the Crimea and the Black Sea. So the country is under, severe invasion, and the city, Kiev, where I was, gradually was, getting sort of tenser and tenser. At the beginning, I said it was relatively calm, and it was, and people were still trying to maintain a sense of order. But you started to see lines at ATM, lines for chemists, traffic trying to get out, kind of usual things you might expect as people get worried. Then we had martial law declared, and then, of course, then curfews. So for now, talking to people back in Kiev, they're in a permanent curfew until Monday to see what's happening. So, things are certainly very tense in Kiev, and, my heart goes out to all those that are still there. I've got friends and colleagues that are still in the city that were unable to get out, that are bunkered down, and so it's extraordinarily scary for them, and I worry for them as well. And there's been some breaking news in the last little bit about peace talks, and so hopefully they held relatively quickly, and that, fingers crossed, they can get to a peaceful resolution.
And so you've managed to keep safe to this point?
Look, I am safe. I've been in bunkers for several days. I've been on the road, but overall I'm safe and listening to the advice and, trying to sort of keep my wits about me.
Right now you're hearing from Aussie Misha Zelinzky on Nova. He was in Kiev a few days ago. He's escaped the city with all the Russian tension at the moment, and he's in a city called Lviv now. All the reports we're seeing online, Misha, and on TV are like underwhelming Russian force being repelled by the citizens of Ukraine. Is that what you're actually seeing on the ground?
I think Vladimir Putin has been very shocked at how hard the Ukrainians have fought. Now, I don't know what he was expecting, but I think he thought that they would knock over the Ukrainians very quickly, that they would capture Kiev quite quickly, take out President Zelinzky, put in a puppet regime, and then it would all be over very quickly as the country collapsed. That has not happened. The Ukrainians have rallied to their president. They've rallied to his call. They're defending their country. All the youngsters I've talked to online, they went from being highly skeptical. When I was talking to you, they were skeptical that it was going to happen, that I'd say to them, what do you think? And they'd roll their eyes and, like I was some crazy, wild-eyed Westerner with my stories. And now they've shifted into complete and utter patriots prepared to fight. Old, young, men, women, they're all taking up arms, and they're saying to me that, quote, they're prepared to kill Russians and do what it takes to defend their countries.
Pretty heavy stuff, isn't it? I'm just imagining being in their shoes and 5 days ago living normally, and now all of a sudden you're a soldier.
Just shifting over to a lighter note, Misha, we saw that Hollywood A-lister Sean Penn was over there as well. What was Sean Penn like?
He seemed like a nice guy. Clearly we were in odd circumstances, and I didn't really want to... I already made the number one faux pas of asking a celebrity for a selfie, mate. But I thought, God, what a crazy scenario. I wouldn't ordinarily do it, but you're in a Ukrainian hotel bunker during a war with a movie star. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do the full Aussie thing and just hit him up and ask. And it was pretty sort of peak Aussie. G'day, mate, how you doing? And he was receptive. And you know what? A really interesting guy. We had a long chat about Ukraine and why he was here. He's making a documentary, and he's very passionate about Ukrainian people. And good luck to him making that documentary.
We knew Sean Penn was over there in the war zone. We spoke to you last week, and then Misha, I think it was like 2 hours after. We're like, what are the odds? Like you guys had met up in a tense situation over there.
He was the first person I saw. So this is just after I've spoken to you, and then a few hours after, the city's getting tighter and tighter. I can feel it. Then we do the training. They say, hey, just so you know, we're going to do a bomb drill. And we go down and we do the drill, and then we go to bed. I think we might have been in bed for about 90 minutes. I didn't sleep at all. The alarm went. The first bloke I see, Sean Penn, pulling himself a coffee out of a drum, in a paper cup. And I thought to myself, man, what is my life right now? But so anyway, look here.
Misha, I saw over the weekend Roman Abramovich, the billionaire Russian owner of Chelsea, had to step down because he's no longer allowed in the UK. What do you think is going to end the war? The Ukrainian resistance or the disgruntled Russian oligarchs and billionaires losing money?
Watch the Russian market first thing Monday morning and see what happens, because that will be pressure on Putin. That is where a lot of rich Russians are going to be losing a lot of money. And so what pressure that brings to bear on him, that might be why he's looking for peace talks. Who knows? These billionaires are happy to look the other way while Putin does his thing, and they keep stealing money, stealing the Russian wealth for themselves. It's a bit of a game they play amongst themselves. Schools in Moscow are probably not as good as schools in London, and holidaying in Crimea is not as good as holidaying in Saint-Tropez. So, these billionaires want to live these sort of European global lifestyles, and if they're strapped up in Moscow or St. Petersburg without access to their money, without access to their yachts, I imagine they'd be a little grumpy, and so Putin's going to have them asking him some serious questions.
Well, Misha Zelinzky, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate your time.
No dramas, lads.
Liab Pod Men Cast. Wait, I said that wrong. Ben and Liam podcast.
Liam tonight, Married at First Sight, is set to be rocked.
Whoa.
By another cheating scandal.
Well, there is a lot of those on that show, isn't there?
Never seems to end, does it?
No.
Just a lot of drama. Who would have thought?
Who would have
thought?
It's almost as if they were selected purely off the fact that they're all drama queens.
Yeah.
And that if they get put into a room together, things are going to start going nuts.
So there's Carolina and Daniel. They get together behind their respective partners, Dion and Jessica's backs. Scandalous.
Don't believe that.
Likewise, Tamara and Mitch are also believed to be having a steamy affair after being spotted together on several occasions since the filming of the reunion mid-January.
A lot of steam. A lot of steam about. A lot of partner swapping going on.
A lot of partner swapping.
Yeah.
But it does make me think, like the TV show aside, affairs for some people are a part of life. Maybe your partner was having one. Maybe you're having one right now.
And I also think, because that's, people are going to be watching that show tonight, they're fascinated by it. They're going, what's going on here? And, I got to admit, it's a little bit fascinating, I think. So that's why we want to know if you've had one. Or no, not if you've had one. If you're in one currently.
I would take if you've had one.
It's not as spicy.
It's not as spicy, though. So if you've had one, that's totally fine. Feel free to call up. But if you're currently having one,
13 24 10 is the number.
Understand there's a lot of risk involved, so we won't reveal your name or your suburb. Totally anonymous.
You're not going to believe this, but the phone lines didn't really fire off for this one.
But having said that, Liam, they don't need a fire off. You just need one.
Yeah, we got one. We have Anonymous on the line. Should we give Anonymous some sort of code name or fake name?
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Horatio.
Horatio
joins us now.
Very good.
Oh.
Horatio, so you are currently having an affair.
Correct.
How long's it been going on for?
2 years.
2 years.
Right.
And how long have you been with your actual partner?
30 years.
30 years. My goodness. You do not sound like you are
50.
45 to 50, though. So I think, I'm just doing the quick math on that. I think you're pulling our leg out.
Then again, though, if you are anonymous...
55.
You're 55.
You sound like you're about 19, I reckon, mate. Mate, there's no way. You've just called up because you want the voucher, don't you?
want the two vouchers.
No. What's happened here is Producer Bell just hasn't asked enough questions off air. We've got a 20-year-old guy.
Hang on. Why don't we just dig a little deeper, Liam, and see what we find?
Okay. All right. Okay. So what did you say? You said you're 55, Horatio. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. That's very...
Right.
Okay. And so where did you meet this person you're having an affair with? This imaginary
At
person.
my employment.
At your employment. Okay.
Right. Do you feel comfortable saying what you do?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
I kind of believe it.
I
like how often
I
you
don't
are.
believe it. Well, he's like, I like how he's keeping pretty stum about everything. But I suppose if you were having an affair,
You would
be pretty.
And to be, what I was going to say is, if Horatio is having an affair, he wouldn't want to actually say how long he's been with his current partner because that's a bit of a giveaway. So maybe he just added a few more years onto it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what year were you born then?
68.
Does the math check out? It does. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe there's a bit of truth there.
All right. So, and does your current partner suspect a thing?
No.
No. Okay. We're not
You
getting.
know what we should do now?
Not getting much here.
We should say 13, 24, 10. Do you reckon Horatio's telling the truth or
Legit.
not?
I don't know. I don't believe you, man.
I do.
So, thank you for joining us this morning, and all the best.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you too, mate.
Love you too.
I don't know. I think he might have been telling the truth.
No, there's no way, right?
Producer Andy, what do you
reckon?
think?
What's your hot
everyone's
take? Like, what do you reckon? Was that guy legit? I think it was legit.
I think it was as
Taylor
well.
Jones, do you think that person was real or just?
I agreed with you at first, but the more I listened, I actually think maybe he was legit.
Yeah.
He started sounding a bit older.
Let's bring him back for a sec. Hey, Horatio, you still there, mate?
Yeah, mate.
Do you swear on your mother's life that you're telling the truth?
100%.
Okay, so well, do you feel like guilty about this at all, or do you think leading this double life? Do you think it's going to go one way or the other at some point?
I'm about to break it off.
Oh, okay. What's made you want to break it off after 2 years?
The grass isn't always greener.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
It's a hard one to talk about, isn't it? Because we want to know more, and you don't want to talk about it at all.
I think that's why I believe
correct.
you, because you're so reserved in saying stuff.
That's it. You're almost trying not to string 4 words together just in case someone recognises your voice. Been a pretty good morning for you, Horatio. Okay, good luck with breaking it off with your fake partner.
It's not fake.
This is a voiceover sweep to break up the podcast.
Went to an incredible event on Saturday night, Ben. The first ever A-League Pride game after Adelaide United's Josh Cavallo came out last year. Like one of the first people to ever do that in the sport.
Good on Adelaide United getting behind it.
Yeah, Adelaide United really got behind the LGBTQI community. Since then, this is the first of its kind. I know the AFL does this sort of stuff a lot, but it's not even a Pride round yet. It was just like the Pride game. It was the first ever. It was a double-header, great night. The men and the women got up. There was an awesome rendition of this song at the start.
They got Hugh Jackman?
They didn't have Hugh Jackman, but they had rainbow flags around the stadium. All the players had their rainbow numbers. And the Red Army as well, who are always singing, win, loss or draw. They had their flares at the start that they got in, but it was rainbow flares instead of red flares. So it was yellow, blue, pink, smoke, like all in the air. And it was an incredible event. I did see one disgraceful thing, though. Near the end of the game, this young guy thought it would be a good idea to shout out some homophobic slurs when a sort of member of the opposition went down. So they went down in a challenge. And this kid, he was a younger kid, but he was with his mates and like calling it out really loudly. And you could see, there was a few disgruntled people around. There was one photographer that got up and took a photo on his phone. I'm assuming he might have sent that to, I don't know, someone involved with the club. But I was like, I'm going to go get the security guard just to, rattle this kid's cage or just, try and kick him out, have a word with him. But I must admit, I was really impressed with how it was handled, because I went over and got a couple of Weslow security guards. They went down, I pointed the person out. They went down, got him, took the whole group out, and then pretty much...
They did kick him out?
Yeah, straight away. They just took my word for it. But, I mean, as soon as they got them, everyone around them was sort of, clapping and, sort of getting around, because obviously it was just making everyone uncomfortable. And
Isn't it crazy, though, how less people are likely to speak up? Obviously...
Well, that's it. I was even, appalled by it, but I'm like, you still get that hot sensation of, this is, you feel a little bit like you're going to get kicked someone out of the game. But I was like, nah, they got to get rid of him. So, as soon as that happened, everyone was stoked. And the police came over pretty quick as well, because it's obviously quite a serious thing. But I mean, they've obviously completely missed the point. It's literally the Pride game. It just went against everything that everyone was there for. And, then the police, I'm assuming, I don't know if they were fined or not, but they were having a pretty serious conversation with them. And the police had them in a corner until after the game, and everyone had left. So I don't know what became of it, but I'd imagine it's sort of pretty serious consequences. But the best bit is the whole group missed the 90th minute winner as well.
Yeah. Well, good on you for getting him kicked out.
Yeah. Well, you missed the winner when you went to the toilet, the first ever A-League game. You should have come to this one.
Did everyone start singing this?
Would have been a nice touch, but no, it's a bit of a more complicated song. It's a lot of lyrics. It's normally like, who are you, Red Army, Adelaide United.
Blanc, Blanc.
We are joined now by our producer, Belle.
What's trending?
Trending all over the internet. Twitter.
Instagram.
Welcome to Facebook.
Morning, guys. Well, firstly, in a new law that'll be coming into action this June, influencers will now be banned from being able to advertise skin and healthcare products.
What are they going to... I mean, that's all they do, right?
Pretty much. Well, yeah, some. Yeah, so this is huge, and I am fascinated by it, because come June this year, they will no longer be able to advertise products such as sunscreens, protein powders, vitamins, supplements, and I feel like when I scroll my Instagram feed, that's all I see.
Hang on, they'll still be able to do it, though, won't they? They just won't be able to say certain things.
So, new rule is you have to now basically obviously say it's an ad, and also distinguish between what is an endorsement and what is a review or a testimonial. So, hey, I really liked this product, and it helped me is different to it will reduce wrinkles. It will...
Yeah, right.
So now it's going to be a lot of, hey guys, a lot of you have been asking about my skin routine. Well, I use this cream. That's it. It's a cream. They've paid me to tell you it's a cream. I can't even say if you should buy it or not, don't you? Honestly, it is available.
And obviously we're aware that the floods are at the moment up in Queensland. They are not calming down whatsoever. It's actually set to worsen today. Schools are closed, so everybody's staying at home. Everyone's working from home. Everything's shut. And in some news that came out over the weekend that has shocked a lot of people and caused a lot of worry, the 4X brewery up there is now partially underwater.
I don't think that's worrying anyone. I think, if anything, people are burning their tinnies straight through the factory, fresh off the line. See you later, mate.
Got a pint glass in the water.
Yeah, just dip it right in. Nice Milton mango. Happy days.
And finally, a big weekend for Eurovision. Russia has been kicked out of Eurovision, and we decided on who's going to represent us. It's going to be Sheldon Riley with his song Not the Same.
Not the same.
Yes.
Good voice,
Sheldon
though.
Riley. Very Sam Smith vibes.
I wouldn't say it's
yeah?
like special.
Do you want to go? Or if you're not familiar.
Nah, doesn't do it for me. Doesn't do it for me.
Ben's the Simon Cowell of this breakfast show. He's the Kyle Sandilands, the Red Simmons.
If you're not familiar with who Sheldon Riley is, let me give you a bit of a backstory. In the past few years, he has entered on X Factor twice. He was on The Voice twice. Came third the first time, went back. And then in 2020, he went on America's Got Talent.
Why are we always just batting up people who've been on the X Factor and
what's
stuff?
going on
You know,
there?
if we want to win, bring out Thirsty Merc.
Me back to the sweet times, the hot nights.
The Scandos have that. They would have had a chance.
Right in the summertime.
Now that's the voice.
It's the summertime. We might as well be.
Next year, I don't care. All I know is I don't need you there in the summertime. Baby, in the summertime, that is where I'll be.
How good's that?
Hello, Josh speaking.
G'day, Josh. How you doing? It's Ben and Liam here.
Oh, good. How are you?
So good. It's the end of the Ben and Liam podcast.
Oh, I'm so happy you've called.
Yeah, we were just talking about how we're going to spook your dad.
Please do.
Yeah, and we thought, well, why don't we get you on with us so you could do a spook and also explain why we're spooking your dad.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sweet.
great.
Well, we've got
before we do the spook, though, what kind of dad have you got?
Yeah, we got an angry dad
angry
here.
dad
We got
or
a
a silly dad?
I think he might be a bit angry.
Yeah, I'd have an angry
I
dad.
kind of hope he gets angry about it.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I'm pretty scared of you.
How many spooks are we going to give him before you explain what's happening?
I think we just roll with the punches.
Okay.
I think he's going to hang up.
He'll hang up. Okay.
All right. Well, what's your dad's name?
Michael.
Michael. All right. Well, let's give Michael a bit of a spooking. Keep in mind these things aren't for the faint-hearted.
You give me the number, Liam, and I'll beep it out.
Okay. Well, hopefully we remember to do it this time. 0499 117 85.
Maybe I'll beep out every second number for a bit of fun.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
All right. What does he do for work?
What does he do?
Yeah.
Landscaper.
Oh, nice. What state's he in?
SA.
Okay.
Look out.
Hello, Michael speaking.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
Hey, is this Michael?
It is.
It's Ben and Liam calling from Nova. Your son Josh put you up for a spookin'.
Prank or spook?
Were you
Well, it
spooked?
was nice of him.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, how are you?
Good, thank you, Joshua. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Well, also, Ben, you said we're from Nova, but we're actually from Spook
Oh,
FM.
sorry, yeah, we're from Spook
You
FM.
forgot. Yeah.
Are you busy, Michael?
I am at the moment, yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll let you go. We'll let you go.
Okay.
All right.
Josh back on you. Thank you.
See you, mate.
See you, Michael.
He had a real dad attitude.
Yeah. He seemed like sort of. Maybe I'm speaking out of term, Josh, but he seemed like major breadwinner of the family. He's like, oh, my dickhead son. Like, he listens to that stupid podcast where they spook people. I'm the one having to pay for everything.
He did not like that, did he?
No. Interesting that you went for the meow, which I didn't hate.
Yeah, it was good.
I didn't hate that.
I was stuck. I'm in a shop, so I was like, I don't really want to scream. So I just had to do it quiet.
Yeah. I like the idea, though, of Michael going, what the hell? Bloody cat's calling me. How's this possible? I'm so spooked right now.
Yeah. And, I think at the best times, cats at night time, if like it's a black cat, can be spooky.
Yeah, for sure. It's a spooky animal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Spooky sound.
Yeah.
Spooky sound, spooky animal.
I think we can all agree, successful spook. Sorry, I said Nova.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's all right. I suppose at least he kind of knows what's going on. If we said we were from Spooky FM, he would have had absolutely no idea what was happening. But thanks, Josh. Appreciate you sending the numbers.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No worries,
I can't wait to hear from him.
Yeah. Well, because I should point out to Ben that he... Josh has also given us his Nana's number. So if we... we've already done your dad, so if we get stuck, we might do it in a couple of days or whatever.
Please do. I'll look forward to that. She might stress.
Well, that's it. The thing is, you've got to be careful spooking a Nana.
You
because
do, yeah.
There is, heart issues that come into play
I think
sometimes.
if you go into the subtext of the rule book on Spook FM, there's some stuff in there about nanas and just being careful because no one's off spooking limits.
And you also remember the golden rule was you don't spook a mum.
Yeah, I remember.
You're supposed to spook
I remember. But there's a way around that is a nana.
Yeah.
Because a nana's also a mum. If you think about it.
Yeah, well, it's a mum. It's a double mum.
It's a double mum, which makes
it's
it's kind of like two wrongs make a right.
Yeah.
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 Well, I think we give it a go.
Yeah. Not just
now.
Just to be clear, I think we've had enough spooking for one day, but at some point we may call your Nana.
Please do. I'm spooked out for today, but...
Okay.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, it takes it out of you, Josh.
Yeah.
Go have a lie down, man.
I'm exhausted.
All right. See you, mate.
See you, dude.
See you, boys.
See ya.
You know what I wouldn't mind doing, just before we wrap it up here?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting sound guy Eli to make a Spook FM intro.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've got Prank or Spook as an intro for a game.
Prank or Spook,
But I want like Spook FM, the radio station production.
Yeah.
And then we come on and talk, and then we go, hey, ready for this? And then we play the intro.
Yeah, okay, yep. We're going to need some... Eli, I'm sure you're editing this podcast at some point, but yeah, ideally some Spook FM stings and production and some sound we can use in the
Even
podcast.
just random, like, ghouls.
Yeah.
I can just...
It's good to have in a sound bar.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, the sky's the limit, really, for this podcast, I think. So
imagine how meta it would be if we started doing a spin-off podcast
called Spook,
the Spook Boys or something, and we actually just used that as a podcast
and outdid our own podcast within a matter of weeks. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Sorry, just did a weird burp.
I thought you were about to spook me.
No.
Oh, okay.
Bloody got him.
All right.
See ya. See you next time, Spook Cats.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.